We also.
All right. Thank you so much, Franklin, for that brief introduction. Briefly to introduce myself, my name is Catherine Mbugu. ISO consultant at Valuemax Consulting Limited, lead auditor in ISO 9001, but not limited to other standards, that is 27, 14, 27701, and many more standards or services in the standards that we offer in certification. I welcome you all to today's webinar, and I'm hoping it will be an interactive session, learning session for us all. I'm happy to see or to be joined by our clients. Gabriel is from Tanzania, from Bravo Group. Thank you, Gabriel, for joining. Tammy from Golden Africa is also our client. We have been with Sami for the training, in several trainings that we have held. Thank you so much for joining. And I've also seen my classmates, previous classmates, Susan. I don't know whether she's left. Thank you, Susan, for joining. Mina, thank you for joining, and look forward to interacting with you and knowing more about you and your organization. And without further ado, I would like to share my screen. Franklin, you will confirm whether it's you're able to view my screen.
Yes, we can.
Thank you for that.
Sorry, Catherine, you're not audible.
Okay, am I audible now?
Yes, you're now audible.
Okay. My screen is visible. I hope it's the presentation mode.
Yes.
Okay. So in today's session, we are going to look at how organization, how can organization attract, select and retain the right employees or the right talent in an organization. This is in regards to QMS 9001, the standard itself. And I know some of us have heard about this standard, have obtained even certification in their organization, and would like also to hear from you what is your experience so far. What are the changes that you've encountered? Can you identify or pinpoint the differences when you didn't have processes in place, and now that you have, what has changed? What impact has that or has the system, the management system, brought in your organization? I would like to hear that from you, especially the people with the standards who have obtained certification, who are also in the process of obtaining certification. Would be happy to hear from you. So in today's session, we'll understand why people matter in an organization. Why is it important for to have the right people, the right employees in an organization, and what do they contribute when it comes to quality management system or ISO 9001? And briefly, just to highlight on why people are important in ISO 9001 is a quality management system is achieved through people. And what do I mean by that? That if you hire the right people, you select the right people, or attract the right people in your organization, they contribute, or they are the core determinant of quality of our products, quality of our services. So we are going to look at that, why the people matter in the organization or in QMS. How can you attract the right employees? How can you select the right employees? And how, after selecting and attracting the right employees, how can we retain the right talent in our own organization, or the right employees? So those are the major things, or the core things, that we are going to look at, the 3 agendas or the 4 agendas that we are going to look at in our today's session. Feel free to interact with me. Questions, if you have any questions, suggestion, discussion that you'd like us to have, you'll be free to do the unmuting, and you raise your hand. We can allow you to have a session. If you are not in a position to, you can chat, just text in the chat box. And if you are not able to, you can get us, we'll share our contacts after this session. That is our email, our phone number, or any other means that you can reach us. So let's go or look at or what I want us to achieve by the end of this session. The objective. I want us to understand how ISO 9001 supports people's management in an organization. How sorry for that. I did the unmuting without my knowledge. I hope now, Franklin, I'm audible enough.
Yes, Catherine, you're audible enough.
All right. I want us also to learn, how do you attract the right, or select and retain the right talent systematically. How are you able to achieve this? You attract the right people, the right employees, select and also retain them in the organization. And also we are going to discuss on the practical tools for application. How can we do that? How can we achieve this? So by the end of this session, I want us to understand how 9001, which is on quality management system, supports in people's management. How we'll attract the right and select and retain the talent systematically. Also, the practical tools for application. Let's look at how people matter, or why people matter in 9001, ISO 9001. And briefly, I would like us to discuss on the standard itself. ISO 9001 is about quality management system requirements. It outlines the standards requirements in regards to quality. That is quality of our products, quality of our services. And in this, for you to achieve this, people are very important in an organization. For you to acquire or obtain quality product, quality services, people are very important, and they are determinant, or they are the core determinant, or in quality of our products, or achieving quality of our product and services. So in this case, ISO 9001 is built on the idea that quality outcomes depend on people. For you to obtain that quality product, that quality service, people are the determinant, or the employees that you have in an organization are determinant of the outcome or achieving that quality in your organization. So it is very important for you to ensure that you get the right people. And what do I mean by the right people? Is competent people. Competent meaning that you have obtained employees with the right qualification, the right skills, and they are able to perform work as per your quality objective as an organization. So the competence, awareness, and engagement of employees directly affects your products and services. And that's why the standard emphasizes on clause 5, which is on leadership. And in this clause, which is one of the requirements in the standard, talks of leadership, whereby the top management, and top management we are meaning of the decision makers in the organization, they define the roles and responsibilities of each one and everyone in an organization. That is from the top management to the guard at the gate, the people in the managing, for example, maybe cleaning in the kitchen, in the functional department, all that. The top management should find what is their role in the organization. How do they contribute in achieving our quality objective that we have set? And through that, you're able to achieve quality product, quality services in that organization. Also, clause 7.12, which is also a requirement, talks of competence. And what do I mean by competence is you have clearly defined for a position in the organization, what are the competence requirements? Competence requirements means that you have determined the qualification for that position, be it education, experience, and what are the skills that one should obtain or should achieve or should have in that position for you to fit in that position. Then clause 7.2 talks of awareness. And in this clause or this requirement, which is on awareness, means that if one of the personnel has not achieved a certain competence requirement, that training is required in that is required for that employee or that staff in that organization, in that position or department, that needs to be determined and they need to achieve that. Then there is 7.3, which is talks of 7.3 talks of communication, that you have the right people. In case of communication, you know who reports to who. If it's in a certain department, you know the role of this person, they report to who, when, and who communicates what information. That is on clause of 7.3. So all these clauses, clause 7, which is on people, talks of people, gives requirements in regards to how you achieve quality management system, quality of products through hiring the right people, having your system right in regards to people's management. So that is why people matter in 9001 or in quality management system. So for you to have a strong quality ISO 9001, which is a management system, HR is not just an administrative, or is not just to manage people. It is a strategy. So recruitment is very important. Training is very important. Performance management is also very important when it comes to people's management. And that's why the standard itself will talk of all these things: recruitment, hiring, performance management. These are the core things in the quality management system. So the system or the management system, which is on quality, clearly indicates that HR is not just an administrative way of managing people. It is a strategic way of management of people or employee in the organization, so that you are able to achieve the right or you are able to achieve the quality objectives in regards to the management system on quality management system. Let's discuss on how do you attract the right employees as an organization. You want to achieve quality products, quality services, you want to serve your clients right. how do you attract the right employees? One of the ways to attract the right employees is have clarity. And how do you have clarity on that? Is have clear roles definition. You have clearly defined what is the role of this position in the organization. What is the role of this person in the organization? How do they contribute in achieving our quality objectives? How do they contribute in achieving our goals? So that clarity to the employee is very important. Have a clear roles definition, and this is achieved through the job descriptions. You have a clear or a very well-structured job description that clearly communicates how or what is expected of the employee in regards to the responsibilities, in regards to the goals to be achieved. You have communicated what are the objectives for this person, and through that you are able to attract the right employees. Another way is process-based recruitment. What do I mean by that? Is that through your recruitment process, do you have a clear system from advertisement, selection, interview, to the final stage of now you have come to a decision that this is the right candidate? Have a very well-structured process-based recruitment. Also apply risk-based thinking. What can go wrong? In case we are faced by, for example, one of the risks that affect the human resource function is employees turnover. How are you able to control that? If there is also a risk on maybe attracting the wrong employees, how are you able to control that? Then there is employer branding, based on the culture, on the quality culture. This is very important. This means that you are able to brand yourself as an organization. When you're communicating in regards to recruitment, on your recruitment process, you clearly communicate about what do you stand for when it comes to quality. For example, teamwork, consistency. You'll even find this is very well communicated even in the every organization profile, in the values, that there are certain values that you uphold as an organization. So that employer branding is very important. And through that, you are able to attract the right employees. They're able to know this is what the organization stands for when it comes to quality, when it comes to our values. And through that, you are able to attract the right, or is another way that you can attract the right employees. So through attraction of the right employees, we look at also, this is from this is clearly defined. This is what I've talked about on defining competence requirement. What are the skills? What are the role of this employee? How do you advertise the job? Should be very clear, and it should be consistent on the also on the quality objective of an organization. And you should also actively promote the quality culture, that is continuous improvement, teamwork, customer focus, which is also one of the requirements in the quality management system, that is the standard of 9001. So that promotion of quality culture externally can be very well communicated even in the how do we advertise the roles? Are they clear? Do we communicate quality in our advertisement, in our job advertisements? Are the roles and description or responsibility clearly determined? The education qualification? So that is are the ways that we can attract the right employees or the right talent in our organization. So let's look at how do we select. We have attracted the right employees. Now, how do we select the right employees or the right talent in our organization? So once you attract the right candidates, quality management system, which is the standard 9001, will guide you on how to select employees objectively based on evidence. What does that mean? That competence-based interview. You have already defined what are the education qualifications that you require, the skills that you require from this employee. So through competence-based interviewing, this is verifying the qualification. Have this employee achieved this qualification? If you're talking of experience, have they achieved this experience? If you're assessing of risks associated to the, for example, the critical roles in the organization, have you looked into that? If you are talking of the skills that one should or the employees should have we are you able to determine that this candidate selected has achieved this or have obtained these skills that we require in our organization? And through that, you are able to achieve or select the right employees. So selection should not be, of course, be based on personal preference or assumptions. It should be based on documentation or documented criteria and consistent evaluation. A documented criteria meaning that you have determined or defined how do we conduct our selection. Maybe through interviews. Who are involved in the interviews? What are you checking? What is the criteria that you use in the selection of a certain employee or a certain position in the organization? So that is very important in the ISO 9001 as a standard, and it is clearly communicated in the requirement clause 7.2 and 8.1, which is on evaluation, and what that is what we are talking of consistent evaluation. So one of the ways or the one of the things that you can use in the selection of the right employees is one, have a competence matrix in place. And a competence matrix is whereby you have defined all the positions in the organization, what are the qualifications, the skills, all these that I'm talking about, the experience, trainings. Have a competence matrix. Have a very well-structured interview scorecard. How do you rate or review or evaluate your candidates? Have a very well-structured interview scorecards so that you are able to get the right employee and the best candidate. Skills assessment. How do you assess the skills that you required in a certain position in the organization, which is very important, that you ensure that you have that assessment. You're able to assess, has this employee achieved the skills that we require as in the organization? So that is clearly communicated, as I had said, in the requirements 7.2, which is on competence, and 8.1, which is on evaluation. You are able to, 8.1, which is on operation. You are able to determine the competence requirements that are required in a certain function in the department. After selecting the right employees, you need to retain them in the organization. So we look at how do you ensure that, or how do you retain the employees in the organization? Of course, it's difficult. This is the difficult part in any organization, in retaining an employee. That is even, especially when you have the right talent in the organization. So retaining is not just about salary. Does not mean once you pay the employee well, it's a guarantee that they will remain in the organization or they will stay in the organization. No. So retaining is about development, engagement, and that is clarity in the engagement. What I was talking about, clear roles have been communicated, and is the employee developing? And how can you achieve that? Is through, have you empowered or motivated your employees? It could be through trainings. It could be through initiatives that could be beneficial to their self-development in the skills That is how you can attract the right employee or retain the right employee, sorry. Recognition is very important also. Ensure that you recognize the employees, and recognize their achievements. If they have achieved the goals that have been set, ensure that you recognize them. And of course, recognition is not through word of mouth. That appreciation, incitement could be very important. So ISO promotes all this in the organization. That is clear role and responsibility, performance evaluation, where you are able to assess or evaluate the performance of the employees, areas of improvement that they need to achieve, what they have achieved. Through that, you're even able to tell what is their needs in terms of what they should improve in their skills, maybe even the education qualification they should pursue in future, such things. So any organization should ensure that competence is very well defined, responsibilities, and continuous improvement. Is the employee continually improving in the skills, in the education qualification, all these things that can mitigate the turnover risk by retaining the right employee in the organization. So the employee will feel supported, valued, and they are likely to stay and perform. So through engagement, through development, and recognition, motivation, they are likely to stay and perform. How can we achieve this? That is retaining the right employees. One is through competence management. And how do we achieve competence management? Is always identify the training needs of an employee. What are the areas that probably if a training is conducted in the organization, in that for this employee, they'll be able to achieve the objectives that you require them to achieve. Which trainings they need? And once you analyze the trainings that are required, have a plan. Who are the trainers? Have a budget in place. When will the training be conducted? Who will be involved? That is very important. Then have competence evaluation. That is, you're able to evaluate through the training bits that we had and the plans that we have. Did we achieve this, the plans that we had planned? Did we conduct the trainings that we had planned? And through the trainings that were conducted, are we able to evaluate whether we achieved the objective of the training? What did we want to achieve by the end of the training? Was it achieved? And this is in relation to requirement clause 7.2 and 9.1. 7.2 talks of competence. 9.1 talks of performance evaluation. We are able to evaluate that we achieved the objectives that we had set. So when the employee, they feel that the organization have invested in their development, their engagement, of course, and loyalty will increase. So that investment in their development is very important. And you are able, and again, the word is likely. They are likely to stay and perform in the organization. You can also achieve retaining the right employees through engagement and culture. And what do I mean by that? Is in relation to ISO 9001, which is a quality management system, it supports retaining right engagement and culture. What is the culture of your organization? Employees should be aware of what is the organization quality objectives. What do you want to achieve in terms of quality of our products, quality of our service? It is very important for an employee to be aware of that. The organization has clearly communicated our quality objective and how the employee contributes to achieving that quality objective. So let them understand how their work contributes to achieving that or the quality objective that has been set. And also through involvement in improvement activities. If we need to improve in a certain area, are they involved? If their involvement is important, allow them to be involved. Allow them to contribute. People want to feel heard. People want to feel recognized. And through that, they develop a sense of ownership. So their feedback is very important. When they feel heard, they give feedback on areas that an organization can improve in achieving our quality objective, or as a function or as a department, we can improve. So through that, they will develop a sense of ownership, which is also a way that of retaining the right employees. And that is through engagement, the involvement, and that culture of an organization. You have set the objective as an organization. Are the employees aware? Do they know how they contribute to achieving that? That is very important. So that is also in relation to ISO 9001, a requirement in 7.3 and 10 on continuous, clause 10 talks of continuous improvements. Clause 3 talks of communication, clear communication, and continuous improvement. So that is how you can retain the right employees in the organization. That is through engagement and having the right culture, communicating clear roles and responsibilities, and through that you're able to retain, or the employee or the right employee is likely to stay and perform in the organization. So there are few actions planned for you. I want us to think about. One is, think of the organization that you are in. Do you have clear job descriptions in place? If there are none, ensure that you do, or after this session, you are able to draft those job description. If you have the human resource, the HR managers here with us, and if they are there, are they clearly documented? And if they are not, we'll need to review those job descriptions to fit in the position that we have in the organization. So if you're talking of a manager, do we have a clear job description for that manager? And clear job description is who they report to, what is their role and responsibility in the organization? How do they contribute in achieving quality objective of an organization? Do we have a recruitment process? What is the process that we use in onboarding? Assess your recruitment process. Is it right? Have you been able to achieve the right employee in your organization? Then, of course, we also have the training plans. Do we have a training plan, training schedule in place? If we don't have, develop one. Then performance management. Do we have a system in performance on, for example, appraisal? How do we evaluate our employees' performance? If we don't have it in place. If it's there, how can we improve it? Have we achieved our objective in regards to performance management? So this action will immediately strengthen your quality management system, and of course also the human resource systems. So I want us to have key takeaways. I'm ending my presentation now. I'm winding up. And one of the key takeaways that we should have is that people drive quality. People support quality management system. in the organization. ISO 9001 also supports people's management from communication to competence to awareness to communication. Having well-structured people's management system is very important when it comes to quality management system. And through that, structure improves results. Having a structure in place, of course, the results will be achieved. What you have set to obtain, it will be achieved through a well-structured system. And that is what ISO standards advocate for, having a well-management system that will guide you when it comes to recruitment, selection, attracting the right employees, all that pertains human HR as a system. Quality management system, or QMS, supports supports people's that is people's management. With that, I would like to end it there. Thank you so much for your time, for your engagement today. And at this session, I'd like to welcome your questions, comments, experiences. And if you'd like templates, tools, or further support, please feel free to reach out to myself, to Valuemax. The contacts are indicated there, info@valuemax.co.ke, and I will be happy to assist. So let me, I'll hand over to Franklin. Franklin, I'll be happy to answer any question. Happy to listen to any experiences. Franklin, you're there?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Catherine, for the wonderful presentation. I believe there's a lot of key takeaways by the participants. And so I believe right now we have understood how, or we have really seen how important the ISO 9001 is when it comes to ensuring that we are able to attract the right employees. Of course, that is through the right processes in organizations, and also how we position ourselves as an organization. Like, your quality policies and objectives, are they available for people to see, even in your websites, at your receptions, when people visit, or you have clients who visit your organization? Are they able to see that you are implementing the right processes? So this is one way of also attracting the right employees. And also, when it comes to selection, having clear roles and responsibilities defined for that is the employees that you are seeking, of course, will help when you've defined the right roles and responsibilities. You're able to help them understand what it is you're looking for from them. And in retaining, of course, your key highlight is also on performance evaluation, being able to measure or evaluate the competency level of your employees. Okay, with that said, I'd like to welcome any questions from your end, and we'll gladly answer your questions. So there's a question from Sami Kome. What percentage does direct managers contribute to retaining employees? Thank you, Sami, for your question. I'll allow Catherine to answer your questions. Okay, if we have any other question, please feel free to write in the chat box, or if you can unmute, you can also go ahead and pose your question. Thank you. Catherine, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Kome. What percentage does managers contribute? Sorry for that. What percent does directly or direct managers contribute to retaining employees? Contribute to retaining employees. Now, Come, you find that the standards on quality management system, ISO 9001, clearly talks of top management, which are the key person in determining what is the role and responsibility for each and everyone in the organization. They should clearly communicate what is the role of a certain position or the specific position in the organization. So I would say in percentage form that they contribute 100%. But remember, retaining employees, there are several ways that you can retain an employee. So it does not mean that the manager is the only contributor in retaining employees, but they contribute a certain percentage, which is on 100% is on defining what is the role and responsibility of the of a certain position in the organization. What do they contribute in achieving a certain objective or quality objective in this case in regards to management system? What is the culture of the organization? And I don't know whether because there are several or different ranking of managers. So the standard itself talks of top management, and these are the decision makers in the organization, the people who make decision. This is what we term now as the top management. They define the culture in terms of quality management, in terms of the contribution the employees make in achieving quality or achieving quality objectives. So in this case, in regards to quality management system, kindly note, they will contribute 100%. But retaining of the employee, of course, with what we have mentioned in my presentation, there are several ways that you can retain employees. But remember, these are just controls that you can put in place. It is not a guarantee that if you have them, the employee will stay. They are just controls of the risk of turnover. So I don't know whether I have achieved or have answered your question, Kome.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for that.
I have another question.
Yes,
Which
please.
way can the organization prioritize in retaining? Because you have mentioned several ways,
Yeah.
but which one can an organization prioritize? The one will have more impact.
Yeah. Okay. Just allow me to go back to my presentation so that I'm able to answer your question clearly. Retaining the right retaining employees. Now, I want us to look at this. There are several ways, as Kome, that you've said, but the standard itself for management system clearly promotes these four main points that have been pointed here. Remember, I'm not arguing as a HR practitioner. I'm arguing in regards to quality management system. That's one of the ways that you can retain or adopt in retaining the right employees. It clearly talks of engagement and development. Engagement meaning that they should feel involved. If it's quality objective, you have clearly communicated, this is our objective as an organization. This is what we want to achieve. This is your involvement in achieving this quality objective. When you talk of development, have we defined the training needs that one needs for you to achieve this objective that you have set for them? And there are several nowadays, especially with the technology and with the there are free trainings that you can obtain in the in social media or in the even other portals that you can get into or research into and get even skills which are free. Some of them are not even paid. So that involvement is engagement and development, that they feel they are developing, they are growing as a person, is one of the ways that you can do that. Also have clear roles and responsibility, that they know this is their role, these are their responsibilities in the organization. Then performance evaluation, that you evaluate their performance. If, for example, you have set an objective, they have achieved the objective. Does it mean now, once they achieve the objective, they have no any other role in them in the organization? If they are through performance evaluation, you are even able to identify training needs that they can engage into. Then recognition or motivation. They will feel supported, valued, their presence feel recognized through also incentives. So if you are able to achieve these 4 key points, that is engagement, clear roles and responsibility, performance evaluation, recognition, and motivation, you are likely to retain the employees. So in regards to quality management system, it really insists or promote these 4 key areas. So Kome, that is my answer to your question.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Catherine, for the explanation. Also, thank you, Kome, for your question. I believe I can see you are satisfied with the answer. I would also like to welcome any other participant who has a question. Yes, you can unmute and pose your question, or you can direct it to the chat box.
I have my colleague here. He has a question for you.
Okay.
Thank you for the topic that you have handled. I also wanted to, I'm Mr. Meshak Miguna.
Yes,
The Systems and Compliance Manager here in Golden Africa. And
okay.
I'm happy with the topic that you've been handling today. I wanted to know if it is healthy for employees to leave a workplace, and what is the allowable turnover? Yes, employee turnover.
Good, thank you. That is Mishak.
Yes.
All right. Now, what is the employee turnover?
Yes, allowable, the healthy one.
The healthy.
Yes.
I like the word healthy.
Good.
Then there is the second. There is the first one. The first question that you had mentioned. Is it okay for
employees to be exiting?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Is it healthy And is there a reliable, healthy percentage? Yes.
Right. Thank you for those questions.
Yes.
And now, is it exiting of the employees? There's some things that you can only have, as I said, controls in place.
Mm-hmm.
Because the exiting of an employee, you cannot fully cover it to 100%. Like now say that this risk is mitigated 100%. We will not face this risk. Employee will always leave for greener pastures, probably to pursue other things. So it's something that we can only have mitigations in place. And this mitigation, we only need to assess, are they measures that are controlling the risk that we have? The healthy percentage or the healthy number for exiting of the employees, I don't think there is any. And I would also like to, because I said I'm not a HR practitioner. I'm only arguing in management system requirements. And I know there is a HR practitioner with us. I don't know whether it's okay for him to engage. Saul, I don't know whether you are able to engage Mishak on that. Well, I will be happy to hear from you on this. Saul is one of our employee. Not employee, one of our clients in HR management. I don't know whether you're in a position to solve. Kindly let me know. If not, you can even text via chat box. Okay, in the meantime, as we wait for Sol to respond on that, I don't think there is any healthy percentage or number for you to have the turnover, to equate to the turnover. The only thing you should have is have controls in place. And when you have the controls in place, remember I said once you have the right employees for the organization, the right employees that align with you in terms of the skills, the experiences, in even themselves in the quality objective that the organization is looking into achieving, they are likely to they're likely to stay and work with you together to achieve that objective. But for exiting, unless you have the controls in place, and if the controls that are already in place, Mishak, that there is high turnover for you, the best thing is for you to review what the cause or why the risk is occurring, or why we have a high turnover of our employees. We need now to reevaluate that risk control and maybe come up with other ways that to mitigate that risk. So is all back, or it just continue? Franklin, you can confirm on the chat whether there is a comment or anything. If not, Mishak, that is the only way I can answer you that question. Have controls in place. Is it healthy for employees to exit? Of course, have also exit management system. How do an employee exit? Do you have probably there is the number of days that they should give notice? And if they are to give, there is no notice, what is the disciplinary action to be taken? And that system, that process of exit should be very important, because even through that, you are able to identify why they have left. Probably it could be an issue with their objective do not align with them, with themselves. It could be an issue with the culture of the organization. It could be they are not happy with the roles and responsibility that they are issued. Have a clear way of or a process in exit management, so that you're able even to tell, why do we have a high turnover? I don't know whether Mishak I know I've not answered the percentage. Oh, sorry, not the percentage, the number that is healthy in turnover.
Yeah, it's okay, but I've got you right. I've got you right. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Meshak, for your question. Also, Sami, thank you for allowing Meshak to pose the question. All right. If we don't have any questions, or rather, if there's any question, please, you can direct it to our chat box. We are winding up and almost closing the session. But before we proceed, allow me to just share a brief on our company profile. All right, I'm back. So before I proceed, I want to thank Catherine for the wonderful presentation. And I believe we have a lot of key takeaways from the session. Judging from the questions we've had, I believe the session has been interactive. And we thank you for attending and also being able to participate. So as I had mentioned earlier, I'm going to just mention briefly on our company profile as Valuemax Consulting Limited. So we mostly, our major focus area is on business advisory and training.
Recording in progress.
So before we start business, we always assess a lot of key factors. Like, we believe you have invested a lot of resources, including your time, your money, and also, like, for example, your commitment to attending this webinar. This is a time invested from your end. And it's also something we look into. And when it comes to success, also, how do you consolidate your success so far and align the processes? And we also about the challenges, the processes, procedures, and policies you have in place, as well as the regulations. This includes the government regulations that are in place. So these are some of the key factors that we consider when we look into our prospective business. So one of the key things we ask ourselves is that, are your processes and systems delivering your mission? A question we pose to clients to help them think deeply about how the organization is running, so that we can be able to understand their needs and be able to help them better. Of course, as a company, we have values we believe in. Whenever we serve our clients, whenever we interact with those who are interested in partaking in business, we have integrity, where we offer confidential advice that serves your interest. We always act in honesty, fairness, and adhere to ethical standards. And also another value is competency. We provide the best possible advice and support to help clients achieve their full potential. We also focus on teamwork. We have an able team of professionals who are ready to help you achieve your goals. And we believe that together we are a team. And when it comes to innovation, we not only use solutions that are available, or we are able to adapt and of course come up with new ideas and solutions to better solve the issues or the problems and serve you also, of course, in line of achieving your goals. So our mission is to champion for change. As I had mentioned on innovation, we champion for new ideas, we champion for new systems, we champion for new approaches, and we also champion for new thinking. We believe that for you to survive in this day and age, it's always good to come up with new ideas so that you can be able to survive the changing times. Businesses have to adapt to the changing climates and also the changing landscape in the business area. So in adapting, of course, you are able to change your systems. And in this way, you get to survive in the long run. Our vision, of course, where we would want to go is to deliver organization excellence. We aspire to be a top consulting firm in Africa and, of course, recognized for excellence. And one of the things that we focus on is delivering promises. We ensure that we give the clients whatever it is they're requiring. That is by focusing on their needs, of course. We ensure that we have delivered fully. Some of the services we offer, our key focus is on implementing the ISO standards. So we guide in implementation and certification of ISO standards. These are management systems, including the ISO 9001-2015 on quality management systems, which this session has been about. We also have ISO 14000 on environmental management system. We also have occupational health and safety management systems, information security management systems. We have food safety and many other management system standards. We are ready to support our clients in these services, and you can always reach out to know how we can assist. So we also offer ISO internal audits and reviews of management systems. We offer strategic planning, project management using our workflow Max by Blue Rock. We also help set up and train our clients on Zoho projects. We do transaction advisory. And also, in addition to that, we do training in all the above areas. We have training for the ISO management systems. We can offer training on strategic planning, offer training on how well you can manage your projects, and also on how you can set up the Zoho projects itself. So our business approach, we have a 5-step approach in all our engagements. So first of all, we have to understand our client's needs. Then we agree on the objectives and deliverables with the client. After that, we develop an action plan in consultation with the client, of course, refining whatever it is and ensuring that we have understood what the client requires from us. After that, we implement the plan, then discuss the findings, evaluate them, and learn from and document the new approach that we are going to use for the client. We have, as I had mentioned earlier, we have been in business for 2 decades. We'll be clocking in our 2nd decade or our 20th anniversary this year. And we have served a number of clients, including those from Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. We also served clients from Somalia, Djibouti, as well as the United Arab Emirates. So these are just some of the clients we've served in different industries, manufacturing. We have the trading and commercial industries. We have the security industries. Also in the marketing, we have served all of them. So for our team, we have a dedicated team which is passionate about the business and also the consulting work. We are disciplined to listen to and serve the clients. And also the team is equipped in terms of competency. We are graduates, mostly holding a business in MBA, BCom, by the Bachelor of Science degrees from reputable universities, of course. And also we are equipped with ISO standards training. We are certified in, our able team is certified in the ISO standards training, that is the management systems. So we are well equipped with the knowledge that we present to our clients. So we also have from our experience, our team has been working or has worked in Kenya, as well as other countries, including Rwanda, Djibouti, UAE, Tanzania, and Somalia. And also our communication skills are at par, judging from how long we've been in the business and how many clients we have interacted with. So our partners, we have Accurate Global. This is an ISO certification body based in the USA. We are the official representatives here in Kenya, as well as the East African region. We also have Valuemax, which is an all-in-one project management software by Blue Rock. We are a certified implementation partner here in East Africa. This is used for your project management needs. We also have Zoho, where we are a trusted Zoho projects partners. We help or assist you in integrating these Zoho projects into your processes seamlessly. So the next steps, of course, we want to know you better. We want to know what you do, your processes, your challenges, that is in relation to our services. We will be able to prepare a proposal and details of what we will do, as well as the fee. After that, we'll discuss and agree on a plan and offer a contract. So this is how we offer our services, of course, and this is, I believe, we can work together and in helping you achieve your goals. So once again, thank you for tuning in and being part of this presentation. This is our address. Our office is located in Nanak House, 3rd floor. Apologies for that. So yes, as I had mentioned, we are located in Nairobi CBD, Nanak House, 3rd floor, room 301, along Kimathi Street, opposite Nation Center. At this juncture, please allow me to hand over to Catherine. Thank you. Catherine, please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, I can, Franklin.
All right, thank you. So yes, we've come to the end of the presentation, and I would like to thank you all for participating. And yes, all, we will be sharing the meeting notes through your emails. We'll be sharing them in PowerPoint presentations, of course. So thank you for being part of the presentation and participating. And we've come to the end, and I wish you a good day. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate for the training. I hope to get more in the near future.
Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Sami. Thank you, Sol.